What's going on, family? I am so excited right now to do another session breakdown. Seems like y'all really love when we do these session breakdowns, and I'm excited to bring y'all this content. Let's get into it. If you don't know, I released a record May 26, 2023. The record is called Evidence. The single from that record was called Faithful God. That's the song we're about to do a session breakdown on. My boy Jan Hunter and Gospel Producers, they did a mix breakdown earlier today, and I'm excited to do the behind the scenes look at the session so y'all can see what's going on. I did import some of the stems in here. So the only stems that I imported is drums, and I imported the background vocals and the guitars. That's the only thing that I imported that's from the stems, but everything else is just the raw session. So just a disclaimer, heads up. Before I get into the session breakdown, look, we got to talk about the song story behind this song. So believe it or not, I wrote this song in 2016. I wrote this song early in my writing career. I didn't quite know what I was doing. I just was writing music. I was writing what the Lord was giving me. I wrote it down. Shortly after that, I went and put music around it. So this original bass file that you hear on this record is my boy Mark. He played bass on this. This bass is from 2016. The aux and the synths and stuff that you hear, part of the loop that you hear, that's from 2016 as well. The bare bones, the basis of this production mostly is from 2016. And I say that to say, when God gives you a sound and when he gives you something that's from heaven, it's timeless. So I just wanted to throw that in there. It always makes me happy just to think like, dang, I did this song at a time that I didn't really know what I was doing. Like I was just making music. So I did this when I was around about 19, 20 years old. So yeah, like let's get into it. Let's break it down. So as you can hear already, this doesn't sound like a studio record. This sounds live. It was very intentional that I decided to make this song sound live. So we got like a little live crowd in here. Part of this crowd is my wife. She had some friends over for a party one night. And I was like, hey, you guys want to come in my room and let's create a crowd sound? I did post a video of that, and I'll tag that video below. But we came together and we did like maybe 4 or 5 takes of them just standing around the mic, clapping and stuff like that. And then we did some takes of them like screaming and yelling. And then some of these other takes is just a blended crowd from different sources that I have. Some of these crowd sounds are from actual live recordings, and some of these files are actually from my church. So I get the multi-tracks every week, and I blended some of the sounds from an actual live audience into this record. So that's what you're hearing with this crowd. So like that's literally from my church speaking spirit. Like that's crazy to think about, right? So we blended all that together. Isaiah Walker played keys on this record, so he did an amazing job just setting this record up and making it sound really, really good. It sounds like he used MKS and maybe some other type of piano, but real warm, real solid. And as you know, one of my favorite bells to use is Bellsfor. So we're using Bellsfor. That's in Logic. I got it saved right here is in the sampler. And then I'm using this Glockenspiel sound. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but that's what we're using for the bells. And as I always say, we're highlighting what the keys is doing. Got some synth bass in there as well. First one right here. Highlighting what's there. So another thing that I thought was cool to add to this song, there's a cowbell that I added to this record. And it kind of gave that, the purpose of it was to kind of sound like a metronome, but also sound like part of a stem as well. So I just thought it was cool to add a cowbell in there. Like, I just think the texture of it in that spot just sounds so good to me. Cowbell. Cowbell again. So we doing that little so at this point the groove kind of changes a little bit. So we go to the dun 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 dun. So we got the keys doing that, right? We got keys. So I decided to stack that with the synth brass as well. And believe it or not, as full and as stacked as this song sounds, if you can see my screen, there's not a lot going on with the production, like aux and stuff. It's just a raw production of just you got keys, you got bass, you got bells, you got horns, you got a little bit of synth brass. Like, though there is a lot of tracks on my screen, in theory, if you see what's going on, there's not a lot going on musically. It's just a great production all around. So with those bells, I'm capitalizing on what's there. And we got the horns going as well. And the horns that I used on this record, I used session horns. So session horns, we all know the sound of session horns, like it's made by Contact. The horns, I did this again in 2016, so I don't know if I would use session horns today, but it gets the job done if you can't afford real horns, because real horns are very expensive. So we're capitalizing on melodies right there. So you hear that. We're getting in, we're getting out. I love the term of serving the song. Give the song what it needs. Don't do too much, but give it enough sauce in the right spots. And we go in and we highlight what's there right there. Dun, 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 dun. So when I'm doing that with the aux. Got it? So aux is in and then aux is back out. So this is the bridge of the song. So at this point in the song kind of switches a little bit. What I decided to do is there's a main loop that you hear in this song, right? So we got this loop going on right here. Got that going on, right? Switch up. This is how you create dynamics in production. You want your song to tell a story. Making small, subtle changes like that is really a game changer. Like it's small, but the details of it matters. Like Like, just listen to it. Like, listen to it. Let's listen to it again. You can barely hear it, but it changes. And shout out to my boy Jared, aka Tape is what he goes by, but he made this loop right here. Did a great job with it. Then we got that live crowd in there. Crowd going crazy. They liking what's going on. Got Jeremy right here preaching.
For you, all I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is faithfulness. Listen.
Your mercy and love. So we're setting it up. So we're setting the song up. We're telling the story. So think of it like this. Like this whole time, I'm trying to get to the top of the mountain. So right now, we're just riding. We're going upward. We're not all the way there yet, but we just riding to the top. That is the process that I like to think of production as. Like we're telling a story. We're trying to get to the top of the mountain, and we gonna make it a fun ride to get there. Like that's my whole mindset, you know? I'm just excited thinking about it. Don't mind me. Bringing in the aux right there. So being that, you know, that part is getting set up, you can tell that we're about to go somewhere. What I like what Desmond did with the vocal art, I like what he did here. He came in with the high end version right there. So instead of, you know, coming in like mellow and soft, they came in at the top right there. You are faithful. Right here. Another fun fact, I use Logic organ. We kept it simple. We didn't do anything special with organ. We didn't cut live organ. We just used Logic organ. Like, it's that simple, you know? Guitar player just playing what he needs to play, serving the song. Serving the song. Literally serve the song. That is actually a quote I got from my brother, LeBron Irwin. Irwin is his last name, but he talks about like just serving the song and giving the song what it needs. If you're wondering, how did I come up with that concept of Faithful God? How did I make that production that big? How did that come together like that? I would love to tell you the formula of how I got the dun 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 dun. I can't really explain how that happened, not because I don't want to share it with you guys, but what I often tell you guys is certain things happen in a moment. And moments happen, they're not always able to be recreated. So those chord choices that you're hearing isn't even really in my vocabulary. In a specific moment in time in the earth, that's what I heard and that's what I played. And this is the birth of what I heard, Faithful God. Like this is the result of that. And I'm proud of this record. You know, I've put my heart, my soul, my time, my money into this record, and I'm proud of where this record has, what it's been able to do and the impact that it's been able to have on you guys. But thank you guys for following me on this journey. I got more session breakdowns coming. So if you like this content, please subscribe to this video. If you want to hear a little bit more about how this song was made and some more content surrounding this specific song, Faithful God, click the link below. I got some more details on how this record was made. So check that out. And thank you guys for watching so much. We are out.